Cody, the first time I met you, I had a different feeling about you. I wasn't able to put my finger on it at first. But after we had gotten engaged, someone asked me how I knew you were the one, which no one had asked me yet. And the best way for me to describe it is that you feel like home to me. It's a rare, indescribable feeling that can't be contrived or forced. But to simply put it, you gave me that warm, familiar feeling from the start. There are many things that I love about you, but I'll mention a few that have really stood out to me over the first year of our marriage. I love how funny, clever, and lighthearted you are. You always help me laugh about the things that are bothering me, but always help me to solve the problem. I love that you have a passion for cooking, hosting, and providing for others. Not to mention that a husband that cooks as well as you is definitely not a thing that every wife can brag about. I love the way that you bring joy to our home around the holidays, such as last Christmas, when it was your mission to fill the bottom of the tree with a bunch of little gifts, so that everyone else would be very excited about the number of gifts they had to open. And I love how loyal you are to your family and friends. You are always so thoughtful about what would be better for others, and you think about that before yourself. I promise to accompany you on all of your wild, adventurous ideas, such as completing the hardest trek in the world, the 30-day snowman trek in Bhutan. I promise to match your passion for pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones. And most importantly, I promise to support you through all the challenging times as well. I'm excited to keep exploring the world with you, but I'm most excited about the majority of days that will just be normal days at home. Even just a trip to the grocery store is fun if it's with you. You make every situation better when you're a part of it, and I'm so lucky to have you. I love you.
Martha, when I first met you in the fall of 2015, I wasn't looking for a girlfriend, much less a wife. I was finishing school, and you were just starting, and I knew all too well that long-distance relationships are hard. And so when I fell for you, I fell twice. Gradually at first, and then suddenly. So suddenly that even before the first time I told you, way too soon, and at a wildly inappropriate moment, that I thought we would one day get married, I knew that one day we would find ourselves here. And having already, in November, promised to love, honor, and cherish you for all the days of my life, what more can I say? Mainly, thank you. Thank you for keeping my life in order, for making my appointments, reminding me 3 times of everything I need to do, and for never failing to alert me when I'm being an irresponsible man-child. Thank you for always being kind. Even if I'm occasionally successful in drawing out your tiny raccoon fists of fury, you truly are one of the kindest people I know. Those here who know me today know that I am a better person because of the time I've spent with you. I have lost my place. Thank you for choosing not just to be in my life, but to share my life. Listening to me complain about work for the millionth time, quietly tolerating when I refuse to go to bed and fall asleep on the couch, eating way too much Mexican food, swimming through shark-infested waters, walking through lion territory, climbing mountains, and taking half a year off of work to backpack the world with me. So many of my bad days are only tolerable, and so many of my good days are only memorable because I have you to share them with. So in return, what else can I promise you? I promise that I will try to do things by the second time you ask, sometimes even the first. I promise to try to make your life easier when I can, to clean the bathroom, drive kids to school, make dinners, and carry everything heavier than 10 pounds. I promise to make your life harder too, to ensure that your life is not quiet, comfortable, and average, but rich, unpredictable, and exceptional. I promise that I will never forget how lucky I am to have found you, and that I am luckier still that you've agreed to marry me twice. And I promise that these vows will be more than pretty words to be set aside after today. I will make the privilege of being your husband something I work daily to deserve. Please feel free to show me a copy of these vows the next time I am doing anything less.
I, Cody David Gaynor, take you, Martha Georges, to be my wife.
I, Cody David Gaynor, take you, Martha Georges, to be my wife.
I do commit before God and these witnesses to be your loving and faithful husband.
I do commit before God and these witnesses to be your loving and faithful husband.
In plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, and in sickness and in health.
In plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
Okay, and Martha, it's your turn. I, Martha Georges, take you, Cody David Gaynor,
I am Martha Georges, take you, Cody David Gaynor,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
And I do commit before God and these witnesses to be your loving and faithful wife.
And I commit before God and his witnesses to be your loving and faithful wife.
In plenty and in want,
In plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and sorrow,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and health.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
Aside from Mazel Tov and congratulations, Ellie Brique, Martha and Cody, by the authority that you two have given me and the promises you've made to one another, I declare you're still husband and wife, and you may kiss your spouse.
So I'm gonna say a few things in Assyrian, so excuse me. خنواتي خطواتي قلت لي إيقارة أنا ومارلين وبروني دانيال تيتن إديو شاروكة أي خادوت كودي ومارتا رابطنا منته وخ من نوخن وعلى بارخ لوخن. So I wrote a few things actually, and Marlene took the piece of paper away from me. So let's start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my wife Marlene, myself, and my son Daniel, I would like to give a warm welcome to all the relatives and friends of both families who have joined us today to celebrate Martha's and Cody's wedding. Special thanks for those who actually took time and effort to be with us. And I can see beautiful faces, from Chicago, Toronto, Indiana, Modesto, Detroit, Michigan, San Diego, Arizona, San Jose, Redwood City, Texas. So really, thank you so much for making this celebration with us a possibility. Also, I would like to mention that special thanks to those who had helped to make this celebration a successful event. One of the ladies actually I would like to thank is the lady that she produced. I have no idea what the name of these things are, but we call it dancing scarf. Is that a good, dancing scarf? But trust me, if you go to a night for a nice dinner, that will not be accepted as a scarf. People are gonna make fun of you. But there is some location here, there will be a good scarf. So, thanks to Avan. Avan, thank you so much. And also I would like to thank Rita. Where is Rita? She was our teacher to teach the Assyrian dancing. And Cody, do you agree with me?
I'd be lost without you, Rita.
And thank you for Erin. She was the manager for this celebration that she managed all the arrangement. Is she here or she's gone already? Oh, she's working, okay. Thank you, Erin, appreciate it. As Mitch mentioned earlier, it's really sad to see some friends, relative, cousins were unable to make it today with us. There was reason related to COVID or to health or some other reasons. But our hearts with them, our thoughts with them, and we're remembering all those people. But I would like to specifically mention the two sisters that I have in London, and a brother in London, and my sister in Canada, because of the COVID protocol, were unable to attend. So, as I mentioned, they are in our heart and our thoughts, and wish everybody all the best. And I have to read this one sentence because it took me some time to put it together. So I don't expect me to memorize it. So I would like to say, Marlene and I are the proudest parent in the whole world, seeing Martha discovering the journey in life with Cody, a wonderful son-in-law. Second page. During the time that we have known Cody for almost 4 years, we have come to realize just how special he is to Martha, and that makes us happier as a parents. And as I mentioned, the first things I witnessed actually, Cody, when Martha graduated at Duke University, and that was the first time, Cody, we met. Yeah, you and I, that was the first time. Probably there was things in secret, but I wasn't aware of it. So I was the last one to know. But I noticed, how kind and how a person that he respect my daughter. and respect us. And that's important for establishing a good family and good life. In conclusion of that, I would like to say, anyone can see they are made for each other. I don't have to say anything more. But there is other things in life very important, and to have a good relationship between Cody and Marlene. And the things I like about this relationship, Cody loves Marlene's cook. Marlene cook Assyrian, he love it. Bamia, kubba, dolma. That's making the relationship even stronger. So I'm gonna bring my drink, and I would like to raise our glasses. If somebody can give me a champagne or a scotch or anything. So please raise your glass to toast for Martha and Cody. Martha is a gift in our life. May God continue to bless her and Cody and grant them safety, love, happiness, all the days of their life. Thank you very much. Salud.
We met Martha after Cody's graduation from Duke University Law School in May 2016. Martha was continuing her studies in the university's Physician's Assistant program. It was a sunny afternoon at the well-known Durham barbecue restaurant, The Pit. Families sat outside with their dogs and their pitchers of beer. Cody looked a little worse for wear. But I noticed Martha's beautiful smile and how comfortable they were with each other and with us. Since then, Ramon and Marlene have welcomed us into their home, and we have enjoyed their generous hospitality, getting to know Danny and many members of their family. I thought Mitch and I had a complicated wedding history, but then I saw how a pandemic challenged the desires of so many couples. Private and secret marriages took place that rivaled Romeo and Juliet's clandestine plan. These young lovers made their way to Friar Lawrence's cell, but you two made your way to St. Mary's Catholic Church. Luckily, there were no feuding families. Vows and blessings were exchanged. Photos were captured in a beautiful autumnal garden. And today we are here in this beautiful place with family and friends. Romeo's friend Mercutio says, "Love is heavy and light, bright and dark." Marriage is a balance between challenging, meaningful work and the relationship between a wife and husband. Couples make a home that nurtures them, their children, and their dog companions. When work or family schedules become too weighted, it is up to a husband and wife to restore that balance. Exercise respect and tenderness, when times are fraught, and strive for loving and measured responses to each other and to children who grow in warmth and lightness. Martha, you are the light in the east. You are the sun. Cody, your light will make the face of heaven shine so fine that all the world will fall in love with the night. Parents have hope that their children will thrive as adults. We have joy when you find love. Congratulations, Martha and Cody.
What up, everyone? Once again, my name is Celestina. I know people say this a lot, but in this case, I really mean it when I say I'm so glad this day is finally here. I've been best friends with Martha since our freshman year when we shared a dorm floor. I've seen her at her lowest of lows, all through the fun times, and I'm so happy to be here during her happiest moment. I would also like to thank the bridesmaids for all the help they've given me throughout the bachelorette party, through the last couple days, and I'm super proud of all of them for still fitting in their dresses a year and a half later. Struggle was real. Obviously, this has been a pretty hectic journey, but you would never know from Martha. She is one of the calmest people I've ever met. Always treats everything with grace, even in the roughest of times. She handled me in my messiest moments in college, and trust me, there were a lot of them. So it did not surprise me at all that she was able to handle planning a wedding in a pandemic with such ease. The two of us have been physically separated since we graduated from Davis, her in the Bay Area, and Duke, obviously, and I've been in San Diego. So when she first told me about Cody, I didn't really think much, because I was like, whatever. But then when she told me they were getting in a serious relationship, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I have not had a chance to judge him, much less get to know him. Shut it down. Thankfully, she did not listen to me. And so by the time I did get to meet Cody, it did not take me long to realize that this obviously works very well and how good Cody is for her. He's brought adventure in her life. He's so generous with literally everyone, and he's just a downright good time. Most importantly, even though we've been apart for several years, I've never had to worry about her because I know she has the immense love and support of Cody there. So, and I thank you for taking care of her, and I really appreciate it. You know. And I also thank both of them for not turning into a boring couple. They bring the best out of each other. They're the couple that works so hard but enjoys life even harder. I don't know anyone else who would take their honeymoon in Africa just a couple weeks before their wedding. And I'm already confident of your guys' great future. You're obviously off to a great start by beginning, or in this case, continuing your marriage by taking off to travel the world at the end of the month. And I know that this is just the beginning of a lifetime adventure and happiness. So I'm so honored to celebrate with the both of you, and that I can finally say in front of everyone, I love you both, congratulations, and cheers to the happy couple.
I had a lot of things prepared, and I really don't know what to say now. I'm just super honored to be here. And it's about fucking time, everybody, right? Right? Let's give it up. It's about time. It's been a long while. For those who don't know me, Daniel, hello. I've known Cody since like 4 or 5 years old. Been a long journey, over 2 decades. Kindergarten, elementary, middle, high school. After high school, he did big things at Berkeley. I chased him to Berkeley every weekend. Shout out Fidel. Thank you for welcoming me in. Yeah, I never went to Berkeley, but I was there Friday, Saturday. So even though he went off to college, I moved to Sac, and even from Sacramento, Berkeley was a short drive away, so I was still able to see him. It was after he graduated and then moved to the East Coast and left me. It was a little sad. And I miss my best bud. We didn't get to see each other as often, but had he not left the West Coast, he would have never met this beautiful woman here. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm super happy he did. Shit, leave me alone. Oh, I know. But like after he moved to the East Coast, like we saw each other frequently, but after time goes on, we grew up. I was in Sac, he was on the East Coast. We did our own things. We met new people, grew up in our own separate ways, but I think it's a testament to our friendship with my man here that I have the honor to stand up and speak here and be in front of everybody. But of all the people we met and the journeys we've been on separately, I think the most important is you here, Martha, so love that. I remember the night he told me he was going to propose to Martha. I knew when he met it was going to be the one for sure, but it was confirmed. Little backstory. The night before Christmas Eve every year, Mitch and Becky, they're nodding, they know. When we were little kids, the night before Christmas Eve every year, December 23rd, we would always have little sleepovers. It was Hot Wheel cars down the stairs, and then as we got into high school, the mornings after got a bit tougher. But the last time we did that was 2018. And that night we were bouncing around a couple spots. And I hadn't seen him all year, but we went back to the Lombardi Manor. And we were up in his room, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm proposing to Martha. And I wanted to tell you this." And he showed me the ring. And he said he was going to do it, and I got a little weak in the knees. And I couldn't have been more happy. I had a feeling it was going to happen, but for him actually to tell me, and he was like, "I wanted to tell you," it was really a lot as his best friend for him to tell me that. Then we poured ourselves a little bullet neat, sat in the bed together, and I think fell asleep in our clothes. And then the next morning, Becky was like, "You were here all night?" "Yeah, I put on a pot of coffee. Happy Christmas Eve." And I was like, yeah, let's go get my car. That was what, 2018, you proposed 2019, so a few years later, couple rescheduled weddings, and one global pandemic later, we're finally here. And I couldn't be happier for you both. Cody to me has always been like the most interesting man in the world with all his travels, and he's the smartest guy, but it's probably the smartest thing he's ever done, in my opinion. One of the best things he's ever done. Martha, you are beautiful. I absolutely love you guys. As hazy as it's been getting here, I'm glad we're finally here, and I just love you both so much. And I'm happy for you, Cody, of course. I always knew it was going to be you. And Martha, I love you. Welcome. And let's do it. Celebrations.
All right. Well, you have all endured a bit of a delay here with the bus, a bit of delay here with the COVID. A lot of speeches, good speeches, but you're not here for the speeches. You're here to drink and dance, and we encourage that. So we will keep these brief. But to each of you, we just want to say welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Obviously, there have been more than a few speed bumps in getting this together. I would like to tell you that I take full credit for planning the wedding, but that would be a lie. So, you know, not only has Martha planned one beautiful wedding, she has planned 4. And early when we started planning, Martha was like, look, you know, I have a really big family. I was like, okay, well, we need to keep this cheap, so you're definitely not getting a wedding planner. And she was like, fine. Little did we know. So I would like you all to join me in toasting my beautiful bride, who has had, in addition to being a literal brain surgeon, spent the better part of 2 years working daily on this. As the sign said at the front, please party accordingly. To Martha.
It's cold out, take my coat now. I wore it just for you.